Ladies and gentlemen, Trump is losing many of his older white voters that was there for him during 2016. Many of them are very unhappy with the job that he's done over the last 4 years, and they're not voting for him. So, look like they're not as united as you think, ladies and gentlemen. We know there's diehard Trump voters out there, but there are many that are walking away. Now, I never thought there, especially the older white voter would walk away from Trump. Ooh, man, you had to do bad, Trump, for that to happen. Now, let me go ahead and play this audio. Actually, I have two to play for you. I'm going to play the first one now.
4 years ago, older white voters played a big role in helping elect President Trump. But some polls now suggest Joe Biden is making inroads with seniors, in part because of Trump's handling of the coronavirus. Still, many of these older, more conservative voters say they're deeply conflicted about how to vote this November. Some tell NPR they're sticking with Trump. NPR's Brian Mann has more.
America's population gets more diverse every year, a trend that mostly favors Democrats, which is why older white voters are so important to Donald Trump. Robert Griffin with the Democracy Fund Voter Study Group says Trump actually needs even more support from seniors to win a second term.
It's not just that Trump had to sort of hold steady. He actually had to increase his margins a bit relative to 2016. Again, just given how the country is changing demographically.
President Trump's victory in some battleground states in 2016 was razor thin, so losing even a little support from older white voters in, say, Florida or Pennsylvania could cost him big. And Joe Biden is working hard to make that happen. Here's one of the Democrats' ads featuring a retired voter named Donna talking about the impact of COVID-19 on seniors.
Well, I don't blame Donald Trump for the virus. I blame him for his lack of action.
The group Republican Voters Against Trump is webcasting testimonials from older Republicans, voters like Joseph in Florida, who say they're switching to Biden.
It's okay that we voted for Donald Trump in the first election. We now have seen what he can do, and especially what he can't do.
Polls suggest more seniors are feeling this way, so NPR reached out to a random group of older voters who cast ballots for Trump in 2016. Many told us they are deeply troubled by the president's behavior. Marty Stango is 77 years old and lives near Jacksonville, Florida.
He's not exactly the most trustworthy individual, nor, in fact, does he always tell the truth. He definitely will throw out things that are absolute lies.
And here's Doris Harrington. She's 82 and lives in Des Moines, Iowa.
I don't want to judge other people, but I really don't think his character is great. His morals are not my morals.
We heard this again and again. A lot of seniors who backed Trump 4 years ago say they're really tired of his tweets. They hate his use of profanity, and many rate him poorly on his handling of the coronavirus. But NPR heard something else from these voters, a reminder just how hard it is these days to actually change people's votes. Marty Stango in Florida, who thinks Trump's a liar, he's not switching to Joe Biden.
Right now, at least, for Trump.
Doris Harrington in Des Moines agrees. For all her misgivings about Trump, she's actually enthusiastic about a second term.
Trump, even though his character might be bad, he is supporting religious freedom, religious rights, right to life. The Democratic Party are not.
A lot of older Trump voters told NPR they like Joe Biden, but they think his party has moved too far to the left. This is a voting bloc that's far more white and rural than the country as a whole. And many told NPR they're troubled by Democrats' embrace of the Black Lives Matter movement. Robin Tunnell, who's 64 and lives in Midlothian, Texas, told us she thinks Trump is unpresidential and a bully, but he shares her views on race.
I just don't understand this kneeling for the flag. I think that is just horrible. And he would never do that. Trump would never do that.
NPR did find some older white Trump voters who say his behavior has caused them to waver. They're giving Biden a serious look. Michael Barbone, who's on the edge of this senior voting group at age 59, lives in Odessa, Florida.
Today, I would vote for Donald Trump, but the strength of my confidence is waning, so it could definitely change.
Pollster Robert Griffin says the data doesn't suggest a huge shift among seniors who voted for Trump, but he thinks it's clear there is enough softening of support to put Trump's re-election at risk.
The reality that it's happened appears to be confirmed by a lot of different pollsters. That's really problematic for him.
But the polling data and NPR's interview suggest this is one key group of voters still in play, still reachable by both sides with just over 2 months to Election Day. Brian Mann, NPR News.
Okay. Well, we shall see. All right. I have one more.
Hello, I'm a lifelong Republican, and I've come today to explain why I believe you should not vote for Donald Trump. He's been displaying such poor leadership that would never be accepted in any corporate environment in this entire country or the world. He's a destructive threat to our constitutional norms. He's losing world leadership for the United States. His imbecilic approach to COVID-19 is disastrous, as we can see and will see as it rolls out over the next couple of months. All this is driven by an Australian multi-billionaire magnate that owns and operates Fox News. Look it up. Fox News is not a U.S. institution. It is owned by foreigners. These foreigners are connected to China. They're connected to Australia. They own huge amounts of media across the world. They don't have our best interests at heart. They want to sell news. They want you to get into a tribal mentality, to allow more and more news, to cover more and more controversy, to sell more and more ads. Don't give into it. It's okay that we voted for Donald Trump in the first election. We now have seen what he can do, and especially what he can't do. We don't have to dig our heels in. We don't have to get tribal about this. We need to do what's best for our country. So I urge you not to vote for Donald Trump. Do I want a Democrat? Do I want Joe Biden? Not really. But when I look at the comparison of the two, 4 more years of Donald Trump will be disastrous for this country, for our place in the world, and for our ability to ever bring this country together again. So it's not that I'm so strong for the Democrats. It's that Donald Trump just cannot go forward. And as a Republican, we need to reshuffle the deck. We need to fall back, retrench, and come back again with a much better plan than what's in place today. Thank you, and have a great day.
Okay. So look like Donald Trump, that once had a powerful backing from white seniors in this country, he doesn't have that going in. But we shall see. You know, I'm not voting because I don't believe either one of those men are going to do anything for the Black community. We know they're not going to do anything. Look, Joe already let you know he is not for reparations. He doesn't believe the police should be defunded. Kamala, we know she's not for reparations. So none of them got our back at the end of the day. So who cares who gets in office at this point? Who cares? You know, I don't see Joe Biden as a step up from Trump. To me, it's the same old thing all over again. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.